And now it's picking up a microphone. Good. Alright, now here at the first camp, the Tiefin Spring has in fact regenerated. That means what I am doing a run through the World Tree, I get, was at 30, 60, 120 purified water, holy water, per run. Why am I running over here when I can just fast travel? It's kind of the entire point I made this stream, is to just jump through my different bases, let my audience see the updates while I am generating splatterinas, breeding splatterinas for that one side quest where the guy wants 10 of them. Little sus, if you ask me. Like, who wants 10 splatterinas? Unless you're doing something highly illegal. I still have not done anything at this spot. I've just set down a PAL box so I can eventually build 2 more volcano bases. There's another splatterina who's been spawned, and of course here's the second new volcano base. Still haven't really done anything here, but it is a nice spot where I've managed to get 2 volcanoes within the base radius. And then of course, the big one. The one that recently collapsed on the inside, and I have to rebuild it. Oh, I actually fast traveled to the eagle statue outside of it instead of to the actual cake base. I tell you, the cake base looks actually kind of cool when you view it from the outside, even with the giant collapse on the inside. Actually, let's make this easier to look at. Xenolord, yeah, sure. He can fly, but isn't so stupidly fast you can't see anything. So, still have to do some rebuilding on the center of the cake base. But there's the volcano at the bottom that we're building towards and up. Did not mean to fire off one of his big attacks. Ah well. The 3 workers I have set up here, just to periodically repair anything that might get damaged. like just a summoning circle and a loot box here, and practically nothing else. But of course, my big goal here is to replace all of the collapsed tiles with foundations, which would... Why did I just see like a screen of like someone falling or something? Or was that me scanning the tile? Why did I get a bunch of data all of a sudden? So you, Floppy, did I manage to scan you by accident and that was what all that weird stuff on the screen was for a second? But yes, my plan... Muffy. Oh. 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 That would explain many things. There's a bunch of pals. Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of pals in the lava. Okay. Heat-resistant ancient armor. And what else do I have that can give me heat resistance? That'll work. Because I am about to, oh. There's another one. So when the cake base collapsed, I thought they had all gone back to my PAL box. No, they dropped as balls. And, all this time, they have just been in the lava. They have all just been in the lava. Okay, then. Well, then. Where are you guys? Where have you fallen in the lava? It's weird because I don't like see an object representing their PAL balls, like anywhere. I just kind of scan the horizon and I periodically see a prompt that says, pick up Muffy or pick up Sekhmet. Well, I guess I'll continue to add more layers out to the cake base and see if I get any more prompts. Why the heck does this layer have so much glass normal tiles that work fine? but the other glass tiles just all collapsed. Because if I go over to like foundations and just choose like stone, and that's apparently perfectly fine. I don't know what is considered valid and what isn't considered valid. When I turn off the mod that makes it easier, but one, then the cake base might collapse again. Two, it might destroy one of my other bases because the ground underneath the PAL box has collapsed some time ago. And three, I'm not sure if the mod's even working because I also get invalid notifications. So it's Schrodinger's base. I don't know if it's valid or not, but I did say that for this first layer at the very least, I was going to rebuild everything with foundation pieces, so forget. Then I'll turn all these stone foundation pieces to glass foundation pieces. Yeah, this space was a terrible idea. Sure, it's cool having a 95-meter wide base by the giant volcano that's right opposite the Tower of Fire, but it's just such a huge space to build out. I am definitely gonna start like building mini cakes on the other volcanic islands, and of course just traveling around to other spots where I could build a volcano base. Because like I could build one here, this would probably fit within the range, or here I can get 3 volcano cakes. Maybe I get 4 here if I position things right. Get another volcano base over there. I've already got one over here which covers 2. Set up a really cool volcano base like right here, and not only would it be a cake, it'd be a cake surrounded by lava, which would just be cool. I could build a base here, have a skill tree built in. Like all these islands would make really fun places for bases. But the cake base has just been way too ambitious. I'll throw down. I mean, like I'm not gonna give up on it. I put too much work in it anyway. Now, you know, the old sunk cost fallacy. But it's definitely lost its luster. And its frosting. Plus, I'm also finding that, like, the ancient technology tile set isn't nearly as nice as, like, the futuristic one. Don't I have, like, the future tile used somewhere else on here? Or did I just do it with my roof tiles? Plus, the lag is insane anytime I'm inside Cake Base Prime. Like, I'm definitely not going to give up on Cake Base. Every time I come back to Cake Base, I'm continuing to expand Cake Base. But I think the original idea of Cake Base, a inverted pyramid going into the lava and a cake going above it, would be better served with a much smaller volcano. Because it is such a chore just to lay one tile. Because of the lag. Alright, well, I have shown off the failure that is the cake base. The cake collapsed. And you know, if you ever wanted to check out the cake base in person, I can give you the invite code. I would love for some people in the various Discords I am, or on Twitter, or YouTube, or whatever, to ping me on my Discord and get invited to check out the world I have created. Alright, so cake base, cake base, cake base. We have looked at all of the cake bases on Mount Obsidian. We looked at the ones in the World Tree. I want to save this one for last and talk about what I plan to do with that, because that's kind of my new primary home base. I guess the old home base should be looked at, because it's starting to get, I am dismantling that. There we go. Just scan that, fast travel. So this was my very first base. I had an idea for it, but I could never. But I just kept building and building, and it just became kind of a mess. So my goal right now is kind of to repurpose all of the main base functions to other things, dismantle this, and basically what I want to do is sort of rebuild the whale skeleton with like stone and whatnot, and then sort of build a plateau on the top, sort of like the old world tree idea. So I'll like rebuild the skeleton with like stone exoskeleton, and then add like an arboreum on the top is sort of the idea. But right now I'm just slowly disassembling it as I move all of its functions to other bases. And at this point, do I even do anything here? Not really. I could just completely dismantle it at this point. Like, they are not doing anything. I could just take them all out of this base and completely dismantle it. So they are not doing anything. I have some ranches set up where they just kind of wander around to, but yeah. At this point, I probably could just completely dismantle it. So that's probably what I'll end up doing the next time I swing by here. Pull everybody into the PAL box, and then just dismantle all the structures, tear apart all of the infrastructure, leave just essentially my entryways, and then rebuild the base around my two entries, which is this one here, and this one on the side. Maybe leave like a couple of pals behind who can just do like mining, forestry, transporting, for any like random stuff that spawns around. Alright then, shoot. I don't really have any other island bases, to be honest. I have the ones next to the wildlife sanctuaries. But in terms of just like normal locations, no. I have, of course, the ranch set up by the Free Pal Alliance Tower. This one, honestly, isn't too much to talk about. It's just kind of an open air base where they're all just doing all the stuff you need to get from ranching. It's kind of a focused ranching base. And then I built the sky bridge because it gets attacked regularly, and so I built the sky bridge so they can get over to the mounted guns on the other mountain cliff, so they can, defend it from multiple locations. What are they doing right now? They're doing damage to something.
Do they use the guns by themselves?
They do.
Huh.
But they prefer to
Oh, shit.
But they prefer to attack directly. But I have seen them mount the guns when they want. Like the big thing I first did when I first started was that I assigned them to everything. But if you assign them to something at the remote PAL thing, what they end up doing is they only do that and they never move away from it except for when they go to sleep. So if you need them to help you with building stuff or crafting something, they won't do it because you have assigned them to one fixed task and they will work that one fixed task and nothing else. So I've kind of unassigned them from all fixed tasks and just let them do whatever they want.
Well, I kind of wanted to try one of those fucking videos for the raids and just build a freaking raid trap and just have them sitting on the guns and shooting.
Oh, they will definitely use the guns. And the thing you have to also remember about the raids is that the NPCs are apparently Japanese because they are very cordial and they will only go towards your door. If you have a door and everything else is blocked off, they will. Sometimes they'll try and knock down the walls. They generally don't. They'll generally all run towards the door, and if that door is a giant gate and you keep it closed, they won't come in, which means that the raid will fail because it will time out. That's why the best option is to funnel them all towards a PAL door. Because the PAL door is open, they'll walk through the PAL door, and the killing can begin. Because it's weird. The raid times out, they haven't gotten into your base, and you still fail. You would think, if they can't get into my base, that would be considered a success. But no, the only success you get in a raid is if they all die. If even one survives, you fail the raid, even if they never get anywhere in your base. I've had that happen.
Well, if there was something more to it than garbage, then maybe I would have had it turned on.
It really is just underwhelming, but I don't want to turn it off because, it adds a little bit of variety to the game. It's annoying variety, but it's variety. Now, there's a fun idea I might do in the future is set up a base inside those ruins over there, because they've already got walls. I don't know if my base ring would be big enough just to fill that entire thing, but it might, honestly. Let's see.
It should.
See that?
I mean, it's just as big as the volcano.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Is it as big as the volcano base? The ruins there. Because we know that the volcano base... So the volcano base is here, and it covers the entire volcano.
So then it should cover the entire thing if you go straight into the middle of it. Which means you're going to have to build on top of it to get into the middle of it.
Well, that's not the biggest problem in the world. So let's see. I'm using a very unscientific method. I have pinched my fingers at the width of the volcano base, and I'm going to then compare them. Honestly, yeah, it might be about the same size. Maybe I think it's actually a little bit bigger, but that's fine because it's got walls. I think it could work. The only problem is that if I do put it in there, it will basically disable the Valet boss because this base is too close to Ophidian, and I've never had Ophidian respawn.
Isn't that a portal boss though?
No, I don't think so. Ophidian spawns right here in the field. Ophidian should spawn right here. But the
Well,
edge.
yeah, if your line is bigger, then it's probably not going to spawn.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not going to.
And like I said, over there in the ruins is Valet in the center. Now,
Yeah, but
is that a
that should be a portal, though.
well? It's easy enough to check.
Yeah, that's a portal.
Oh, yeah, that's a portal. That should be fine. Like no one's reacting to the giant whale in the sky over my ranch. Just doesn't phase anybody in Palworld at all. It's literally the legendary guy whose only one exists, and I have like 4 of them. No reaction.
There might be a mod for that.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm throwing a soul sphere at you. How the heck are you resisting that syndicate thug? Got like 4 copies of your boss back at my base. Is that a Xenolord that a single syndicate enforcer killed? Oh no, it's just a supply crate.
I don't think you're going to find Xenolord until Daybreak. Or just randomly.
Well, I'm talking about from like the meteorite drop, or maybe it's like a Xeno. Well, you know what I mean, like one of the aliens.
Yeah, the Xenogods.
Let's see. That said, I do have one other base here in the Greenlands. Over there. Let's see, where's the nearest Great Eagle statue? Over this way. Oh, really? I got a brand new. Can you show me a Muffy? Now, I don't know. I don't know if I have any Muffies. I've only got like 21 of them at my base. I don't know if I can spare one. Alright, over here. I've got so many bases that are literally just, this is a location I will put a future base on because it's cool. Like this one, which is literally just at the top of a mountain. I thought a Doom Castle overlooking all of this would be cool. I really am just like, Jenny here really is just the granddaughter of Doctor Doom. This would be a cool location for a Doom Castle. I shall claim ownership. So says the will of Doom. Okay. In terms, unless we're talking about the actual oases, the wildlife sanctuaries, there's one last base to look at of the normal locations. And that, of course, is the Hot Spring Island, guarded by the Eye of Cthulhu. Nah, honestly, a lot has changed here. So I might want to change out the stone aesthetic for something else. Like, obviously the glass is there to give you sort of a greenhouse look. But maybe the stone doesn't work as more now that I've got access to the future tech and the solar light tech. Maybe the stone buildings don't make the most sense. And we've got the staircase up to the employee resting area. I don't know what you really would call it. Would you call it the employee lounge? I guess not. But this is all where they sleep. And kind of my big goal is just farming the holy water that I need to trade out all of the beds for the ancient pal beds, as well as like just putting in like all of the updated infrastructure. Like, where is it? I can build some more of these, good, because I wanted to add more ancient farms onto my farming base and replace the traditional farms. But yes, like building the ancient clinic requires a 45 holy tree water, which is basically a Tiefin font and a half. And if I want to place that on all of my bases, then that's going to take a lot of holy water trips. Each of these beds requires 2 of them. That's not that much. I get 30 per fount. That's 15. If I want to replace all the ancient power generators, I mean, that requires proxylite ingots. It requires 100 of them. They require holy water. So again, holy water is my holdup. If I want to put in these ancient hot springs, it requires proxylite ingots and holy water. Again, holy water is my holdup. Everything else I can produce in massive amounts. Be kind of nice if like there was updated versions of the cooler, because we've already got like the ancient power generator, but no ancient cooler. We still don't have anything better than the cold food box at all. Got a freaking ancient kitchen, cold food box. I don't think we even get an ancient chest. Got an ancient hatchery. Get the ancient workbench, which is so weird because like it makes it completely pointless to have the advanced sphere assembly line, the advanced weapon assembly line, because it's all done at the ancient workbench. So like, why did we even have those like trees when they all get collapsed into the ancient workbench? And near as I can tell, nothing replaces the maintenance bench. There's no advanced maintenance bench for repairing your equipment better. It's weird what things you have access to and you don't. Got the ancient furnace, ancient material synthesizer, but just a cryogenic crusher. The mill doesn't even get an upgrade at any point. Advanced medicine workbench. There's no ancient medicine work. I don't think there is. I mean, maybe I am being facetious. Ancient hot springs, ancient ancient. Yep, I have unlocked all of the ancient structures. So everything else is just stuff that Pocket Pair just like, fuck it, we don't need to make a more advanced version of that. All right, so now the big ones. Wildlife Sanctuary number 3. I have actually rebuilt that and expanded it, so I should be safe warping in. I thought it was kind of clever because of the way I had to compress the stairs. I actually made part of the roof stairs, had it go on over to this nice little overlook here, which allows you to loop back up to the top, which has my expedition station and these advanced PAL beds. So they get to sleep on the roof right next to the expedition, and then there's a couple of regen pods. What's going on down there? Who's... Edelon is just mining, apparently. And of course, the drone doesn't care because that's just a PAL. Then we'll go over to my farm outside of Sanctuary number 1. I definitely should change the infrastructure here to like the polymer one. The stone just does not fit the aesthetic. But we're in place, so I should be able to build food, farm. Tomatoes and wheat. That is all of the farming I need, which means I can take down these plantations. And we just crashed. Still streaming? Still streaming. Not to Discord, of course. I mean, I can't really blame Palworld or the mods for that. I am doing this, streaming to 3 other platforms, and streaming to Discord simultaneously on a mini PC. While in the Discord chat with the Discord overlay. While also, well, I'm watching Restream on my phone, but whatever. Like, I am asking my poor little mini PC to do a lot of stuff. Though, it's a trooper, it's been holding together. Really nice. And it does have something called an Oculink cable port, which allows me to, if I wanted to in the future, and I probably will at some point, I can get an external dock for a GPU, plug that in, and now I can expand the GPU of my mini PC. So I don't really need like a better processor or like RAM or CPU. Usually what you need is a better GPU. Alright. Go back to disassembly mode. Game has not crashed this time. And now, my farmers need even less stuff. How many of these special cakes make 29? Make 75 of the Mamoresk curry. 19 of the Broncherry fried noodles. Like, I am starting to collect enough actual meats to actually make non-vegetable dishes. I mean, Jesus Christ. I got 26k potatoes and 21k carrots and only 1,700 onions. I'm actually going to need more onions. Like, let me find something that's a dish that involves like is it the minestrone? I think it was. So I'm actually at a point where I'm able to farm mushrooms. I got 2,000 of them. I've got plenty of flour for my wheat, so that's 12,000. 1,800 onions, 2,400 eggs, only 511 milk, so I'm going to need to up my milk production. Milk and meat seem to be the big things I'm low on. I mean, my onions are at 2,000, while my carrots are at 22,000, so maybe more onions. Yeah, I mean, just look at those numbers. Potatoes, 26k, carrots, 22k. Tomatoes, 34k. No, wait, that's not 34k, is it? That's 348k. You know what? Since we do need more onions and our tomatoes are stupidly high, let me go switch over the tomato farm to onions. Balance those out a bit. I'll have to do something separate to get more milk production in. But I think we can safely swap out the tomatoes for more onions. There.
If I was gonna go beat up Xenolord, could I do Basticle or Frostallion?
Actually, it'd be really easy to tell you. I have a Xenolord in my party. I can tell you what his stats are. That is not Xenolord, but for some reason, it's giving me the wrong visuals. Alright, so my Xenolord is at its maximum potential. 4 compression plus 30, well, only 30 souls in him, but good enough to give you an idea of what a high end he is. So he is Dark and Dragon, so you... that's a tough one, because only Ice is really good against Dragon, and Dragon's good against Dark, so an Ice Dragon would actually be good. Frostallion is, of course, Ice. Does he count as a dragon?
Frostallion is Ice.
So an Ice Dragon would be the best bet for you, because Ice counters Dragon, Dragon counters Dark. And Xenolord is Dark Dragon.
Carry a merchant.
And let's see. So I showed you. So let's last one to take a look at the infrastructure base. And this one's going to be interesting because I've got a really stupid idea for this base. Let's get into the air. So of course this is my new kind of primary base. Set up on the outside here. Oh look! The drones have finally respawned. And so the really stupid idea I had is, well, since these guys want to be so isolated so much, I was planning on setting up a base around every single pillar and a base somewhere in the center and just literally wall them in.
Yeah, I think they probably made it easier that the legendary NPC spawn, or it's probably part of my mod that's causing it.
I think what it is so it's just like with the world boss spawn. If they spawn within the borders of your base, they just don't spawn. I think just sometimes they respawn and it's inside the borders of my base. But yes, the next big project I want to do is set up a base marker on each of these pylons. Build around this entire thing and then literally wall them off. They want to be cut off from the rest of the world? I'm going to cut you off not with a force field, but with a literal wall of polymer. With a futuristic set. So I just think that would be hilarious. Especially considering that you'd be able to see it from like a distance. Because like you can see my base from good distances away. Are we in a position where I can see any of my bases from here? Because like they are visible on the world map. Can you like see a bit of the cake base from here? You might be able to. I don't think we're on the right side of the mountain to see the cake base from here. But there's the other wildlife sanctuary. And that one is sanctuary number 1. Kind of sort of see the base on the edge. And there's wildlife sanctuary number 3. And you can kind of sort of see the base that's on the inside there. A visitor has arrived at my base. Which base?
Well, it's not the sanctuary base. The club.
That's the most annoying thing. Is like a visitor has arrived at your base. Which base? Even the base game has a functionality for multiple bases. Can you please tell me which base has a visitor?
Probably whatever base we were closest to.
That would be this one.
Well, there's nothing that's gonna spawn there.
Visitors can spawn here. I've had it happen before. Mostly in the water, which is weird. I've had so many blacksmiths spawn in the water and be like, "Did you build this? This is so cool. Here, have some free ore." You know, guys, since I actually have a farm base, we don't need this one anymore. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but you don't need to work on a farm anymore. That's all I'm saying. Fastigor, my man, he just loves harvesting wood. Look at that man go.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
And I am just breeding splatterinas. It's weird because like I'm using the ancient hatchery, so they're in there somewhere. I have no idea where. At least with like the breeding pit, like you saw them there. No, there's just two splatterinas in here somewhere. Not enough cake. Well, there's no use crying over every mistake. You just keep on breeding. I'll throw in some more cake. There. And well, should I give you the blue cake? I'll give you the blue cake at one. That way you have over 150 cakes. And let's set all the eggs I've collected. So the large ominous egg was Celine. Interesting. And there's another splatterina. Maybe I should stop breeding splatterina and start breeding someone else. Because, well, I guess the first thing I should do soul spheres, chickpeas, that's just cavern mushrooms. See, I still need water. Auto assign, 355%. So I'm curious if I go with the one I have currently highest locked, 190%.
Let's see if I could get a natural 100% orchard.
I'm gonna go with the world tree because I need to collect as many sources for artifacts and holy water. I have expeditions at my other bases. I'll see what they're doing there. But yeah, my thought was like, so what PAL would be best for doing expeditions? Because just breeding millions of them to run them on expeditions probably wouldn't be the worst idea, since it goes by firepower, and some of them have restrictions like only dragons here. Okay, I am running out of space for everything because I haven't put anything into storage. So let's do that. Stored all that. Now I should be able to go back, collect my stuff, take all. See if there's anything else I am missing here. I can stock into here. So much supplies. We'll take a look at the synthesizer.
Nope.
Yeah. Just tell it to mess with the ancient relics. Then go over to the fridge, store everything in there. Weirdly enough, the microchips go in the fridge because they're counted as other consumable. Because apparently that's a thing. I can't. Do I have the everything else that I need to finally make the drone launcher? Let's find out. I just need 116 more Praxolite. Sure. I can make 70 of them. Sure, I'll go through all my holy water, but whatever. It is the problem we have already established. Let's see. Well, let's take a look at my other materials and see if I've got sufficient amounts of them. Well, I suppose I only have 41 ingots. So let's make 26,000. Then again, it's the what do I use ore for? I use ore to make refined ingots. I have 107,000 of them. I use ore to make pal metals. I have 13,000 of them. I use ore to make plasteel. I only have 6,000 of them. Sure. For the regular ingots, we'll make 40,000. That should do me for a while. Are they? They're already done with the Proxylite. Of course they are.
Man, I don't even think I'm going to be able to make a pure 100 fucking wizard.
Oh, I keep telling them to make one Proxylite. I am an idiot. That's why they completed it so quickly. Okay, let's try this again. Make 68 Proxylite. Thank you. They'll be done with that in a second. Fine, I'll have you making the pal metal ingots then. It really is just holy water is what I am low on. I need a much better way of generating holy water. Okay, fine. So I had them making a few thousand ingots, right? Yeah. So the other item that I don't have 5 digits of is plasteel. So let's get let's just get 10,000 of those in production. That should be good, and they'll have 5 digits of everything except for the Proxylite. And well, yeah, I decided to finally set up gold production, and okay, so I've got 64 million. I'll take that. I will find a use for 64 million coins. Yeah, maybe I should get rid of those. Put them into storage. I'm tempted to just grab all my skill fruits, sell them. But let's see. I've got plenty of other stuff to sell. Like 198 cakes, 243 mushroom cakes, 9 salads, 1,961 baked berries. You know, a few things. The seal of neutrality. What does a person do to turn their heart neutral? I never could trust someone with neutrality in their heart. What I really should do is just change up Splatterina, who are making tons of, with just like 2 dragons. Let me just like breed a ton of dragons. Screw it, I'm gonna do it. I'll see who I've got in terms of my dragon options and just throw them in there. Just breed like 40 million dragons. I'm seriously tempted to see if I can do Pantheus in there, because you're only supposed to assign one of them to a base. But does it count if you're putting them in the breeding camp?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you two can stop breeding. They breeded a lot. I think I had 5 of them. I now have at least 60, 90, 120, about 130. A Splatterina. Okay. Sort by your index. Yeah, well, let me set it another. Well, no, the three Pantheluses are all on an expedition. And the other Neptulus is on an expedition. Who's just water? I guess because he's a whale. I know I've got another. So I've got a female jet dragon and a female jet dragon. Do I want to breed the jet dragons together? Frostilian Noct is tempting. I could, yeah, that seems like a good idea. Let's breed the Mycoras together, given their Paldex entry. Could do knock 'em. Celestier. Oh no! This would be too cool, too funny not to do. Do I have the right setup to breed Astigors? I do. Screw it. The black ankylosaur is going into the breeding pens. And I just completed the Asagon effigy by them breeding together and making another one. Of course. Mercy me. Well, I can go over to Wildlife Sanctuary number 1, which does have an expedition on it. I can go and see what my requirements are for the other expeditions, and just see what exactly I should be breeding en masse to feed it to the expeditions. Okay. So the World Tree Ruins has no required type. Anything is good. So then the Ryan Syndicate. Hard. Wants neutral types. And the Free Pal Alliance wants grass types. Alright, well. So I've only got 20 neutral pals. Interesting. Got 22 that count as a grass type. Sunreach wants dragons. What's my qualifications for dragons? I can hit 96%. So I just gotta breed a lot of particular types just so we hit the numbers. If I can do any one of these. I hit 119% with the Dark Cave of Fabric, which wants shadow types. That doesn't make any sense. It says required type shadow for the Dark Cave of Fabric. If I do auto assign, I get 119%. None of these guys are shadow. Okay, I don't understand what the logic is then. Eh. I guess I'll just sell a bunch of junk here, and I guess because I have them, let's go turn in the give me 10 splatterinas. And just the Astegons are just breeding in massive numbers. Of course they are. Alright. So let me sell you all the stuff I do not care about. Including multiple wedding cakes. And all of these potions, no use to me, as I've got maxed out human stats. Let's see. Where is the splattering? Actually, I guess it makes more sense to go to the eagle statue first, and I can't just fast travel anywhere. So let's see. Where's the guy who wanted the splatterinas? Alright, there we go. I think I can afford 10 splatterinas for this guy. And a meteor has just landed in the area. Of course it has. Gee, I don't know if I've got 10 splatterinas for you, dude. Let me just check my pal box. I might be able to get you, I don't know, 9 maybe? 19? I don't know if I have 10. And what did he give me? Oh, he gave me the legendary cake. And the purple cake. Everybody loves the grape cake. Get back in the ball, you cheeky bastard. And I guess for a last bit of comedy of chaos, let's do a our own raid. Full PAL assault on the volcano hard mode. I think it'd be funny. It's like that way. Hey, Alex. You want to fight, right? Well, let's see how this one goes. Nope, that's the wrong one. Come on, drop the quest. I don't want to do the regular one. Ah, yeah, there we go. And the Pal Army mod is glitching a bit. Let's go back to the main base so I can drop off all the excess loot that I had picked up. That wasn't slowing me down for a moment, and then was. Then give them the cakes. And we will try that again. I guess probably a smart thing to do is make sure I'm not going in there with mercy gear equipped. Yeah, I think the Pal Army mod might be glitching. I can't seem to do the army summon. That's fine. I guess that's where I'm going to end the stream here, because the fun, stupid idea I was going to do, I cannot pull off. But it was really just a fun and stupid idea. They will. Hope everyone on the various platforms had some fun taking a look at my various bases and the madness that is their shape. They are literally mining. What is that? Sulfur? Yes, sulfur. Because it's just inside the edge of the base. Are you guys gonna head over to that sulfur? Yeah, you are. You're here. I only have 3 people as entire base, and they're all mining sulfur because they have nothing else to do. Good night, everybody.